At present, we must have forests for the atmosphere until we find a chemical substitute. And then, why any natural trees? I foresee nothing but the art tree all over the earth. In fact, we clean the planet. Do you mean, put in a man called Gould, that we are to have no vegetation at all? Exactly. You shave your face, even in the English fashion. You shave him every day. One day, we shave the planet. It sounds, said Mark, like abolishing pretty well all organic life. And why not? It is simple hygiene. Listen, my friends, if you pick up some rotten thing and find this organic life crawling over, do you not say, "Oh, the horrid thing, it is alive," and then drop it? Go on, said Winter. And what do you call dirty dirt? Is it not precisely the organic? Minerals are clean dirt, but the real filth is what comes from organisms, the spittles, excretions. Is not your whole idea of purity one huge example? The impure and the organic are interchangeable conceptions. What are you driving at, Professor? Said Gould. After all, we are organisms ourselves. I grant it. That is the point. In us, organic life has produced mind. It has done its work. After that, we want no more of it. We do not want the world any longer third over with organic life, like what you call the blue mould, all sprouting and budding and breeding and decaying. We must get rid of it, by little and little, of course. Slowly, we learn how. Learn to make our brains live with less and less body. Learn to build our bodies directly with chemicals. No longer have to stuff them full of dead brutes and weeds. Learn how to reproduce ourselves. C.S. Lewis, That Hideous Strength. In this passage, Mark talks to some members of the nice about their evil intentions to craft a world where organic life is abolished. The idea of continual evolution is to expand the mind's capabilities so that we need the body and the organic less and less. Now, this may sound pretty absurd to many of you, and how on earth is this relevant for today? But bear with me. I do see a world that is increasingly obsessed with man's inventions and progression, that many organic things that were considered a normal part of life not long ago would be considered primitive and irrelevant today. I have some concerns about our continual push to innovate in the field of science and technology to a life full of more comforts and convenience, and to basically detach ourselves more and more from the organic. Just have a look at the transhumanism movement if you want to be freaked out about what the future could potentially look like. And just have a look at our online world that we are experiencing right now. Look at social media and how addictive it is. I know personally in my own life the times I've felt drained, tired and frustrated is when I've spent too much time online on social media. And the times I've felt the most invigorated, alive and happy is when I've been outside, outdoors, in the dirt, or the organics, so to speak. And that is how we are designed to be. This push for our minds to be plugged in virtually all the time is not healthy for us. One only has to look at studies of depression rates linked to social media use. One is battered also with temptations, vices and addictions linked to online porn, online gaming, online gambling, or our personal favourite these days, online fear-mongering news consumption. And in this new COVID world, look how much we've been pushed and prodded into a virtual existence, to logging our minds online instead of being out there in the organic world because we are all in lockdown in our homes. I mean, we must work from home online, shop from home online, be educated from home online, catch up with your family online, from home. Hey, we can even do online church and gather and fellowship together online, from home, by ourselves. Now, we tell ourselves this is just temporary, but is it? Is it really? I mean, I feel like it was going this way before the pandemic in certain areas already. And we have to ask some serious questions. Is this really the world we want to be pushed into as humans, or shape for ourselves? Is this the direction we want to take? It may make life easier in some senses, sure, but have we counted what may be lost if we go this way? Have we forgotten the value of the organic with all its messiness? Even our current health advice that we are constantly getting, and I'm not here to take on any doctors or scientists who have done amazing work, I don't have that right, but it does feel like sometimes that the current government's message of health advice we are constantly getting is limited to wash your hands with sanitizer, stay home and indoors, and make sure you cover your face and wear a mask. Okay, that's fine. And look, I know you've probably heard this before, but call me a conspiracy theorist here if you want to, but I would have thought that getting outside, being healthy, exercising, perhaps having a good diet, getting lots of vitamins, breathing in fresh air, getting some vitamin D from the sun in you, I would have thought these would have been some great health messages the government could also have pushed to combat this pandemic. But hey, maybe that's just a little bit too organic for us. On top of that, I find it interesting with our current push to get everyone vaccinated that even in light of current research and studies coming out about natural immunity and its benefits and potential to be even stronger than vaccinated immunity, that we have not even seemed to consider this, especially in Australia, where we don't seem to have much talks about options for people with natural immunity and if they can rely on that. Well, look, just looking into it. No, it must be vaccine and vaccine only. We seem to be obsessed with this vaccinated immunity that we as man have been able to create in a lab, rather than the natural immunity that God has given to some of us who have recovered. We need to think through these questions. We need to think about what direction we are going in as a human race in regards to how much we are shaving away the organic. Because to be human is to be organic. It's to be physical with all its messiness. Our Lord, speaking as a Christian, our Lord entered into this world, into the organic, into the physical, with all its messiness and sickness and vulnerability and imperfections. He touched the lepers and healed the sick and reached towards the outcasts. He was in the dirt and the mud and the poverty of life. So maybe we need to ask the question, are we trying to sterilize the human existence too much? Is there a benefit in returning to many forms of the organic? And so to close this video, I'm going to turn off this camera, shut down my laptop, turn off the internet and go for a swim in Lake Victoria with my son. Yep, with all the potential bacteria and parasites and organisms that will be floating alongside with us. Because I'm human, and humans are organic.